Hello, this is BlueStar, Defender of Equestria, and this is my AfterThoughts review of Appleloosas Most Wanted. So sit down, you low-down varmints, and listen up good, because this is what I think of this episode. Oh, could not resist. I think this episode was okay. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. As some ponies would say, it goes into the meh category. Or as I would like to say, goes into the neutral grade category. Again, it's not good, it's not bad, it's okay. But at the very least, this episode was fun and relatively lighthearted, and I mostly enjoyed it. But yeah, at the same time, I'm also kind of confused by this episode. It doesn't make sense to me. It's like, like Troubleshoes' cutie mark is the upside down horseshoe, which usually is a symbol of bad luck, and it's actually a symbol of that he's actually good at making ponies laugh, I guess. I mean, I guess by being quote-unquote unlucky, I guess. But in a way, that does flow with quote-unquote true cutie marks, in a way as I like to refer to them as, like, Cherilise is a true cutie mark, and that you wouldn't look at Cherilise's cutie mark and think, teacher. Yeah, she's a teacher. Isn't it obvious? Nope, it's not that simple. Her cutie mark is sunflowers, smiley faces on them, and it represents, the smiles of the children as they bloom and everything like that. And it's, it's more complicated than it appears. Often cutie marks are relatively simple, like bowling ponies simply have bowling pins and bowling balls as cutie marks, because that's relatively straightforward and simple, and it's difficult to make a lot of ponies with quote-unquote true cutie marks. But I think in a way that Troubleshoes' cutie mark is a true cutie mark, and that it is more than it appears and everything. But that did confuse me. It's like, wait, that doesn't make sense to me. And it still kind of doesn't make sense to me, but at the same time, it sort of does. Troubleshoes himself, I really liked. He was cool. It's like, oh, I feel bad for the poor guy. We've probably all felt like Troubleshoes at some point. It's like, oh man, it's like nothing can ever go right. Oh, poor guy. I did like his design. I mean, I still can't get over how huge he is. He's monstrous. I think that Big Kim Possible may have gotten it right. Like, he's a horse in a world of ponies. It's like he's huge and everything. It's like he makes Shining Armor and Big Mac look small. Oh, and I did really like Troubleshoes as a cult. It's like, oh, he's just so cute. I just want to, hug him or something. Oh, he's so cute. Otherwise, this episode was okay. It was sort of funny. I mean, we sort of got some sort of insight into the Cutie Mark Crusaders a little bit, maybe. And we did get to see Sweetie Belle using magic a little bit, which was kind of cool. And again, I like that she's struggling with it. It isn't like, oh, I learned how to do magic. Yay! It's like, nope, she's still learning it. It's still like, I can do it. I can do it. And we did get to see Brayburn again, which was kind of cool. I mean, I believe the fans really like him, but I didn't dislike him, don't like him. He's okay and everything. But I did kind of like how him in this episode, it's like, oh, don't be mad. Oh. Then he's like, oh, my leg, it hurts so much. He's trying to play to our sympathies. It's like, I'm so sorry, please. Please don't hurt me. And Applejack, you need to remember, it's like, don't touch the hoof that's wrapped up in the bandages. You did that to Big Back, and now you've done it to Braybird. Knock it off. Oh, dear, yeah, Applejack, I don't think like Brayburn very much in this episode. It's like, you lost the girls? How could you? Yeah, Brayburn doesn't know that, you have to lock not only the doors, but all the windows, too, because the Cutie Mark Crusaders know how to escape out the windows and everything. Oh, dear. It's like, yeah, that was definitely not a good idea, Cutie Mark Crusaders. Yeah, even Sweetie Belle realizes this is, like, the worst idea ever. It's like, yeah, let's go track down a dangerous criminal. Yeah, that's a great idea. Go do that. But again, it would be a pretty boring, uninteresting show if the Cutie Mark Crusaders realized that it was a dumb idea and didn't go out and do these things, because otherwise they would have just stayed in the house and nothing would have happened. Oh yeah, I do have to comment on that. Rodeo clouds are not there for entertainment. They're there to basically protect the cowboy when he falls off the horse, or the bull after they fall off, so that he doesn't get trampled by the bull, that the rodeo clouds will run around and try to get the bull to chase them as opposed to the cowboy, so the cowboy can get out of there without being trampled. So, but you know what? We'll let that go, but I can't help but comment on that. Everything that I kind of did like was the sheriff. The sheriff was kind of cool. It's like, I like that, I definitely like his attitude. It's like, we will not be intimidated. But he's also, willing to give Troubleshoes the benefit of the doubt, sort of a thing. It's like, now hold on there. It's like, Troubleshoes has done some bad stuff, but he's done nothing like that. It's like, he's not like, oh, no. He's like, oh, no, Troubleshoes absolutely did that. Let's go. It's like, no, wait a minute, I like that. That was good. And then he is willing to, quote unquote, accept Troubleshoes' apology and everything. And unlike in the last episode, they did, in fact, quote unquote, punish Troubleshoes. We didn't actually see it or what that meant, but we assume that Troubleshoes is going to be punished for his actions, which I think to a point he deserved to be. The other is that, the Cutie Mark Crusaders got punished for their actions, and frankly, they deserved to because they went off and did something that, frankly, they definitely deserve to be punished for. It's like, we told you to not run off, and you ran off, and, you could have gotten lost in the forest and maybe even potentially killed, so, oh dear. So yeah, that definitely deserved to be punished. Overall, this episode was okay. It's not great. It's not bad. It sort of confuses me, but it was sort of fun, and it did have a good lesson, and I did like this lesson and what they're trying to do, that you could interpret your cutie mark wrong, or you could think this, but it's not necessarily the case and everything. It's like, Troubleshoes, yeah, he's quote-unquote unlucky, he's more like he's clumsy, but he could use that to entertain other ponies and make them happy and everything, so yo-ho. So I like that lesson, and sometimes you could be a part of something, but not the way that you wanted or were expecting. And I definitely like that lesson, and all I'm going to say is I can definitely identify with that lesson a little bit. Dear. So overall, this episode was okay. Wasn't great, wasn't bad, but it was okay. I'm fine with that. At least it was a nice change of pace from the slightly more heavier emotional episodes that we've had in the last few episodes, which is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just that, this is starting to get really heavy. It was nice to have a more fun, lighthearted episode, and it was okay. I liked it. So that is the end of my Afterthoughts review of Appleloosas Most Wanted. This is Blue Star. Stay strong and pony on. Blue Star out.